we have a unique brother here that is a father, newly father, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
we're going to
it.
go bang, bang, right? We're going to talk about your dad first.
Sure.
And then we're going to talk about some of the stories that you've already told your child.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So start with your name.
All right.
And where you work. Because
All
you're
right.
a partner.
That's
you
it.
made this
That's
thing
it.
happen from the start.
This is the work I get up to do every day is working with this. Hey, so thanks for having me on here, Tate. My name is Scott Mengebeer, Senior Director of Research Evaluation of the United Way of the National Capital Area. That's the United Way that serves this area, works with community partners like the Greater Washington Urban League and a lot of our community-based partners, both who are serving the community, who are part of the community in D.C., Northern Virginia, parts of Maryland. And I'm just actually inspired by this project.
Yes.
I think that men's issues are not elevated enough. They're not discussed in depth. There needs to be greater amount of compassion and attention paid to how we're addressing men's issues so that we can change a little bit of the narratives that are prevailing in our society today. And I think I can credit that a little bit to my dad and
you got to say his name.
yes.
You got to say his name out loud so everybody watching it know that he was there.
Yeah, no, he's still here.
Okay.
He's still here. Thankfully, I still have.
Oh, you're blessed.
Yeah, I'm very blessed. Very fortunate. Bill Mengebeer, William Mengebeer. Bill, as he's known, he's just always been about service.
Yeah.
He's always been about service. He, you know, as I grew up, he was busy off serving. You know, he served on Capitol Hill.
Okay.
You know, and he was always just involved a little bit in helping, giving back to the community. And I think that when I was coming up, he was so busy providing for his family. And my mom was a public school teacher in South Arlington, so you know, he was really trying to cover the means for my brothers and I in South Arlington, and I barely saw him. You know what I mean? Like I see him a little bit. He was usually exhausted, coming in from something or that, you know, and he was the I guess the sort of stern disciplinarian of the family, but you know, he always was kind to others. He never let anyone, the most vulnerable, whoever was around us, go for missing. Was always thinking about, you know, grandma who couldn't get out of a chair, made sure that she was being taken care of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very caring, very involved. But you know, someone who was still very firm with.
They say the apple doesn't fall off from the tree, right? So, what are some of those character traits that you know you have because Dad, though he worked all the time, he was there and he made an impact.
He did. And, you know, I think I remember actually fourth grade, they ask you, like, who's your hero, right?
Yeah.
Like, who's your hero? And my mind floated from, I don't know, hockey players, basketball players, sports, you know, just folks that you
Not
think
Batman?
that you would. Yeah, right. I mean, the thing is that Batman, Superman, whatever it was. And actually it landed something real. And it was my dad. My dad has always been a role model and example for me.
Wow.
And not everyone gets that privilege or opportunity or example. So I really leaned into it and said to myself, you know what, if I can get up to that level, what my dad was able to offer, then I'll feel like I did it, you know?
Now you are dad. So
now I'm a dad. Oh man, it changes something. And I'll tell you what, you know who changed the most since I became a father? My father. My dad turned into the biggest, softest teddy bear I've ever seen in my life. I can't even believe it. Like even my brothers and I were like, who is this guy? Who is this guy who's like rolling around the floor with my daughter and having a good old time and just being a silly guy? And just, I think he's probably getting the most out of it. Like he's having the time of his life now because that's what family does, right? Like that's the connection of family. And having a parent who's involved with your children is such a blessing. And so, yeah, I think that what I have tried to take away from it is having, you know, the ability to switch perspectives, right? Because even with your kid who's, you know, protesting,
because you're the one going to work now.
Yeah, I'm the one. I'm in the suit. I'm the one who's like, you know, see you later, honey. I'll see you tonight. And if I can get home for bedtime or whatever it is, you know, and one of the things that I'm trying to do, both in service to my dad and also kind of in spite of him, is just make sure that I'm making time for her.
Wonderful.
Right?
So this is all about Dad's story. So the few that's watching and the thousands that will hear this story, what would be the sum of your dad's story?
The sum of my dad's story is that even though they're trying to figure it out as they go along, their heart's in the right place. The rest will take care of itself.
The rest will take care of itself. Wow. You're in the place, brother. Thank you so
sir.
much.
Thanks for having us on.
Now, we have a lot more dad stories, so I want you to stay tuned, but I want you to know, hold on, before you go.
Sure.
Yeah. How do we reach you, dude?
Check us out, UnitedWayNCA.org. We have a lot of information about folks who are out there who are trying to get by, who are trying to get their paycheck and pay their bills each month. That's folks, a population we call ALICE, Asset Limited, Income Constrained Employed. That's really about talking about those folks. We know them already. We talk about them already. The working poor, Americans left behind, people who live paycheck to paycheck. Those are really undercounted and underserved, right? So we need to make sure that we're getting out there in the community, sharing the word with that, and then talking to our decision makers, policy makers, folks who are making decisions about who is eligible for public benefits and programs like this, and make sure our community-based organizations are getting out there to serve that population. So check us out, UnitedWayNCA.org, and we're always happy to hear from our community, wherever you guys are and what you guys are up to.
Fantastic. You all heard it. Get connected, get active.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. All right.
Appreciate the plug, my man.